So welcome to my Jurassic World Rebirth review. Let me tell you quickly a little story of what went down when I went to go see this movie. First of all, today... Oh, hold on, I just fucked it up. Now you get to see the pit, not this movie, this image that is lit. Anyway, I went to go see Jurassic World because I took a nap before Jurassic World Rebirth. I was very slightly late to the screening, and the movie started at 7. I showed up at 7:10, something I never do. And I walked in, and let me tell you how it went. Basically, as soon as I walked in, there was like an opening scroll, which I wasn't paying attention. I was like trying to find my seat. But I basically missed like the cold open, which is like a laboratory scene where they're showing, something going wrong. It was probably raining. I heard that it involved something silly with like a candy wrapper destroying a whole facility. But this movie basically opens in where dinosaurs have like started walking around on Earth. And some of them, they make it to the city and they end up dying. But what ends up happening in this movie is that some big mysterious guy comes to Scarlett Johansson's character, who I believe is named Zora or something like that, and says, hey, I'll give you $10 million to go get the blood of these dinosaurs, because if you do this, we can make medicine that will make people able to live 20 years longer. We can make them have stronger hearts because of arbitrary reasons. And Scarlett Johansson's all like, yeah, well, I'm Scarlett Johansson, so the audience loves me. And she puts the team together, and she's got her old pals. They get on the boat, and they head off on their adventure to one of the islands, dude. One of the Jurassic islands. And all the while, there's also a family sailing across the ocean for the summer. And it just so happens that as my cup says, a Mosasaurus knocks over their boat, dude, and messes up their whole vacation. So the father, the two daughters, and the boyfriend of the daughter, their boat gets capsized. And Scarlett Johansson's boat says, well, we can't leave them out there. So now this family and this secret ops mission are going to the island unbeknownst to the girl. Oh, perfect. Everybody is here.
What the hell is this thing?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to my review of Jurassic World Rebirth. I was just giving a plot summary, guys, so you guys are just in time. And you guys are all going to end up in my YouTube video because that's the way that I do it. No spoilers, I promise. But what's up, Hollywood Nikki, Eggplant, Luigi, the Blue Pirate, Orion's Angel? Welcome in, guys. So I was just giving a plot summary of the movie where it's Scarlett Johansson puts a team together. They run into a family on their way to the island. Their video game mission is you got to go get blood from the 3 dinosaurs. And I'll be honest with you guys, I went into this movie with extremely low expectations. And I got to tell you, just to mention something positive, this movie focuses on the side of Jurassic Park that I've always been curious about, like what would they say in the first movie, oh, we did some mutations to frogs And then, we turn them into T-Rexes, and it's pretty fucking cool. So I always wondered, yeah, but like you didn't do that the first try, so what happened to those other ones? And this movie explores that. And although I thought that the colors that they used and some of the CGI was not the best I've ever seen, I thought that for the most part, the dinosaur designs were really cool, and they have their moments, like there's a dinosaur that looks like a whale. You get to see it do whale stuff. There's a cute dinosaur that you get to see be cute. There's some sneaky dinosaurs you get to see be sneaky. And there's some incredible dinosaurs you get to see big and giant and incredible, and also like kind of weird. Like some of the choices around these mutations, like I get it, it's supposed to be like an accident, but they just like do stuff, and then some of them they're just there for spectacle. But besides these dinosaurs, I would say this movie right here, man, is the mess that I was kind of expecting it to be. And the worst thing I can say about this movie, I think, is that because of the way the script is written, not necessarily the scenes, but the dialogue between the characters, it made me totally check out. Because it sounds like an AI was like, hey, watch all these Marvel movies and now make these characters have like snarky dialogue and make it cute and clever. And it never felt natural. It never felt like two people talking. It felt like the whole time watching this movie, it felt like you were watching a big corporate product, because that's what it is. And at the end of the day, this movie is completely soulless. And they try to hide that by putting up this veil of it being at its core about, trying to tackle healthcare and like that this could change medicine and stuff like that. But then they try to say like they just want to make a medicine for the 1%, yada, yada, yada. And that's cool and all, but I would say more than half of these characters are nothing. They're empty, dude. They are exactly the type of people that you expect to be in a movie. Oh, dude, I live on a tropical island, dude. I'm a fishing boat guy. What are you going to bring me to, Dinosaur Island? Yeah, whatever. I guess I'll go. You hear how much money they're paying us?
We speak French. That makes us interesting.
Long story short, guys, with this movie, didn't like the direction, the camera work, and the editing. I thought that this film flowed very poorly. That being said, there's good ideas in there and like scenes that like I kind of liked. I kind of liked them. The more I thought about them afterwards, I was like, yeah, that was okay. Like there's a lot of scenes in water, that involve dinosaurs. And I thought that, you have dinosaurs in here. You're doing interesting stuff with them. I just didn't think it was very well shot, and that hurts the movie for me, because if the spectacle is not spectacular enough for me to actually see, why am I going to care, dude? That being said, they do interesting things with these dinosaurs, and I like that, but I did not care for the camera work at all in this, and all of the dialogue, and more fucking references to the original movies than I could shake a stick at. Like, I know I showed up 10 minutes late, but when I sat down, the first thing I saw when I looked at the screen, like after like the words, like had been like 30 years ago, a park opened, blah, 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 blah. And the first thing I see is a close-up of a car's rear view mirror saying objects in mirror may appear further than they are, or may appear closer than they are. That's a reference to the original Jurassic Park, like right out the fucking gate. And to say that they play the shit out of the theme song is an understatement. By the end of the movie, dude, they had played that theme song so many times. It sounded like this, dude. And some of you already know what I'm going to play. I misspelled it. Yeah, this one. It sounded like this. By the end of the movie, they played it so many times, all I heard was this, dude. Dinosaur.
They do move in herds.
That like really sums up my thoughts, I think, for this movie. I think that it's a very paint by numbers film that, although like it's clearly expensive, it never really came together as like a fun movie that I would want to watch again. But I think it's worth checking out, you know. I think it's better than the last one, which I thought was absolute bullshit. I mean, if you're going to make a Jurassic Park movie and then make it about giant crickets, stop before you get ahead of yourself and just go fuck yourself before you make the movie, okay? Because nobody fucking wants that shit. I think that this movie lacked a lot of, love and care. Something like this to be associated with this is like if something like a Batman or a James Bond movie came out. This fucking T-Rex, man, is a cinematic icon, and he deserves some respect. And it goes beyond spectacle. You can say profound things, dude. They have ideas of them, but they aren't fleshed out correctly. After watching something like Squid Games that has some really like big swings and bold things that it does, to come back and watch something like this, which is just frothing at the mouth to suck my dick with the most impressive CGI, I'm over it, man. I don't like when these characters talk to each other like it's something that came out of ChatGPT. And I hate that I'm saying that because I try to say, you know, more critical things than like, it sounds like AI generated dialogue. But it really did, man. And it was a bummer. The best thing I can say about these characters, you know, when it's not Mahershala Ali and Scarlett Johansson just being themselves, getting a check. There's this family, like I said, of the dad and the two kids and the boyfriend of one of the daughters. That's all right. You know, I thought that was interesting. I just didn't think that there was any characters that had any sort of arc. And anything that came close to an arc with Scarlett Johansson was like, give me a break. All right. The scientist going, hey, you know, we should, this heart medicine we're making, we should make it for everybody. She's like, yeah, but sounds like I don't get rich with that. The ending of the movie is just like bastard reject T-Rex comes out and he's kind of cool looking when you can see him, but they never had a moment like they did with the Indominus Rex, where the T-Rex, you know, the Apple T-Rex, in the first Jurassic World movie, where that came out and like you could really see it and whoop ass. That movie I still really like. I think Jurassic World, the first one, that movie is more entertaining than this one, and I would give that one way more points. This one, I liked some ideas, but overall, man, this is a splat. This is a thumbs down, dude. Wait until this comes out on DVD. It will be kind of interesting. I was not impressed. And if I would have seen this in theaters and paid for it, I think I would have been upset. I'd give this a rental, maybe a 4.5 out of 10. You know, maybe almost like a 5. It's like about a 5 out of 10 almost. Yeah, it's not very good. It's really not. And I was let down, but only because I wanted it to be great, even though I was expecting it to be bad. Yeah, rental. The rating is rental. Now, before I wrap up these reviews, as some of you may know, Julian Hemmendinger on YouTube, you're going to be in this YouTube video if you comment right this second. Do you guys have any questions about this movie, not spoiler related, where I could tell you anything that you want to know about this motion picture if I might have missed it? Let me know if you have any questions. What was better, Alien Romulus or this? Alien Romulus, 100%. 100%, dude. The first half of Alien Romulus is actually amazing. Favorite dinosaur? There's like this dinosaur that's like a combination of every dinosaur. It's like a velociraptor, what's it called? Pterodactyl, and it's like all one, and it's just like kind of cool, I guess. The dialogue, I said, it felt like AI generated. It was very bad. Which characters die? The ones that die. Thanks for your really good question, Spearmint Live. I'll file that under the fuck you section of questions. Does it open up for a sequel? At the end, I thought that they were going to, like, the thing that they were building up to the whole time, I was like, man, don't you dare make that the MacGuffin for the next fucking movie. Okay, don't you fucking dare. But some characters die, and they definitely do set up a sequel because of some characters that don't die. You know, like there's certain big stars that could have died that don't die, where it's like, yeah, you guys are just making sure that you can do a sequel. But the end of this movie is just like, it's like a whoopee cushion that breaks. It's like, dude, that fart sounded like shit. It is most certainly left open. Most certainly. Is there a stinger? I didn't stay. I left. What's up, Thuggy D? Yeah, I didn't see a stinger. I left. Hello, Rough Rider. Would this be a good date night movie? Man, no. Go home. Make your lady a spaghetti dinner, and put on the movie Friendship. That movie. You want to know how to woo a lady? Was it gory? Man, the most they give you is the fucking they break a couple of red gushers by the beach, and there's like some goo in the water, dude. Absolutely zero gore. You see people get eaten by monsters. You see people get eaten by these creatures, and it's all right. Some of it is shot okay, others are not. I did not leave impressed. I went in with lowest possible expectations and not impressed. Was there a birthing scene? No comment. I'm telling you, Julian, Sinners has carried cinema so far this year. You're not giving credit to the Minecraft movie, which also fucking sent a fucking adrenaline shot up the ass of movie theaters. You're not giving Minecraft its credit. If you don't think that Minecraft had an impact on cinema, well, you're just ignoring how history will look back on it this year. 2025, if you had to give bullet points for this year for film, Minecraft would be in the top 5. 100%. 100%. Minecraft is the Jake Paul of boxing. No, it's not. No, it's not. I like the director of Napoleon Dynamite. I like Jack Black. I even like Minecraft. I don't fucking like Jake Paul. All right, this review is over. Cut. Any Jurassic Park OG characters? They mention Alan Grant. One of the guys like, oh, one time I gave a blowjob to that guy. I sucked that fella's penis. Tell you what. Yeah. Oh, Alan Grant. Yes, I sucked his penis. That's one of the lines from the movie. Is there another toilet death scene? No, there's not, but there's close-ups of a car side mirror. There's a severed hand. You know, there's fucking candy, you know, which is synonymous with this who sucked Alan Grant's penis? The guy who looks like the guy that played Venom in Spider-Man 3. This guy.
Park. Please don't say that.
This guy. This guy's like, oh, one time I sucked Alan Grant's penis. It was prehistoric. All right, cut. End of review, dude. Thank you for coming through, guys, and experiencing cinema with me. I hope you guys liked my review. Do you think they'll still merge this with Fast and the Furious? You know what? I guess this review is still going. Yeah. I think that if they merge this with Fast and the Furious, that would be better for both franchises. How does it stack up to Land Before Time? Land Before Time beats the fuck out of this movie. No question. Land Before Time, 10 out of 10. This movie, 5 out of 10. You guys want to know what my favorite part of this movie is? Minor spoilers for the first 15 minutes of Jurassic World Rebirth. Favorite scene in this movie, dude, is they say, yeah, Brontosaurus, the last one in North America, is dying. And then they show it next to a street, and it's got, like, cables on it, and someone graffitied on the thigh of the of the, what's it called, of the Brontosaurus. I was like, yeah, I like that shit. I like that shit. Dom and the gang racing on dinosaurs. Hell yeah, thumbs up on that, dude. They want to go to street racing. I want to go to prehistoric racing. Are you still confident with your bet with Chris after seeing this will make more than Superman? Dude, Superman looks... To say that the Superman movie looks better than this movie is an understatement, dude. I think Fantastic Four and Superman are going to beat the fuck out of this movie and steal its fucking lunch, dude. I cannot recommend this film. I thought it was mediocre. Better than the last one. Not even a step in the right direction. More like just like a plop in a huge pile of shit. All right, now we can Fortnite.